to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Something got solidified in 2025, AKAPADers. Emma Stone. I mean, she's the greatest living actress. She might be the greatest actress of all generations of all of time. How can I make this declaration? Well, if anyone's going to make it, it's going to be your boy over here, the film buff. Coming to you from Philadelphia, PA. We do 2 movie drops a day, sometimes even 3. That's how much we love not only film, but pop culture and streaming. They have heralded me, the pop culture pope, and I am here to give you good insight, solid opinions, so you can repeat them and pretend that you're insightful. I don't know, guys, but Bugonia 2025, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. Yorgos Lanthimos. Argos Lanthimos. Whatever the heck this guy's name is. He's a weapon. Now, I've seen almost every single one of his movies. Here's the wild thing. I call the guy a weapon because he makes the film have a follow through. All of his movies, beginning, middle, and end. These are obvious things, but it's when they're crafted a certain way and they seem like simple and obvious. Trust me, AKAPADers, not every filmmaker can do it. A lot of modern day filmmakers, they're adding a fourth act, a fifth act. Some of these longer movies go all the way up to 6 or 7 acts. Yes, it's not exactly 3 acts. Some filmmakers, I think Woody Allen is one of them. They have a sense of storytelling. They have a sense of what they're communicating to the audience, how the audience will receive the narrative, and they can break it down very easily. He has done this, in my view, and I feel like he's grown into this. It started in 2023 with Poor Things. 2024, Kinds of Kindness. 2025, Bugonia. I love the title for this movie. You can't tell people about this movie because they'll be like, what is Bugonia? What are you talking about? Now, previously, Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Lobster, 2015, 2017. In my view, The Lobster with Colin Farrell put him on the map. That movie, both of those movies, too open-ended, not clear enough, an absolute complete mess. I feel like his sensibility, his technique in what he gets out of the actors and actresses, and even aesthetic, like his films have a look. It's personified now, starting in 2023. Poor Things. We did not do an episode on that, and I regret it. I regret not doing Kinds of Kindness. Part of the reason is I just feel like his body of work is overblown. I feel like it's fluffed out. He's one of those guys people want to act like Killing of a Sacred Deer is deep and meaningful, and it's like, in my view, it's too open-ended. You're not invested enough for it to be open-ended. All of these things, right? And that's my opinion. I know I was at a dinner party like a year ago, and Killing of a Sacred Deer came up, and that individual loved it. He loved how it was open-ended. He wanted to talk about it, and I had to shut him down. And look, I said, open-ended films is a sign of poor filmmaking. We can even go to someone like Stanley Kubrick, that like he makes an open-ended movie, but not really, because if you really watch the film, you know what happens at the end of 2001, Eyes Wide Shut, Clockwork Orange. But his other body of film, right? I mean, is Shining open-ended? I don't think so. I think his films end with questions about what we just saw, but we know what we just saw. that is absolutely different. That's, guys, you come here for that sweet analysis. So Bugonia got a lot of Oscar nominations recently. Screenplay by Will Tracy, such a big shout out for him. This movie cost $55 million, got back $41 million. And let's talk about the other star, because I know we were talking about Emma Stone and how incredible, fantastic she is. But the other guy is Jesse. Here's a Plemons. Jesse Plemons, who's also in. I just watched him in. He was in a streaming show where he. What was it? Here we go. Love and Death, 2023. Love and Death. He's amazing in that. This guy, I guess like for me, the role of his that stood out was the 2024 Civil War. Did we do an episode on Civil War? I have to double check. Civil War 2 got all of this weird. I think we did. Civil War got all of this weird backlash, MAGA backlash, we'll call it. And sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It wasn't there with Civil War. Civil War is maybe, but it's definitely one of the best movies of 2024. I even think it got nominated. His role in that is, like, he has the line in the movie, "What kind of a American are you?" And he's this like militia military guy. We don't even know, and he's wearing these like red sunglasses, and I don't know why. That character that he crafted for that scene is so exact, and it just fires the imagination. To talk about this movie, aka Powders, it's very simple. Someone watched a lot of Flat Earth documentaries and commentary on YouTube, and you guys know, I don't know if I spoke about this too much. I love the Flat Earth, like debate. It's the level of absolute delusion that these people can fall into in believing Flat Earth, and then there's an industry for that, and then there's an industry that just constantly debunks these guys, and it's a snake eating its tail. Like, these two feed themselves, and they even did a thing called the Final Experiment, which, they took flat earthers to Antarctica to watch the 24-hour sun, and some of them still came back saying it was a hologram projection or something. It's crazy. This movie does two things. It tells us we're run by reptilians and we're on the flat earth. There's a jest to it all that I loved. And if we get into the end of this movie, the end of this film does not leave you. It is in front of your face. It's worthy of analysis and conversation years to come. We just got Sinners with 16 nominations, which we predicted on this podcast that Sinners would. I mean, I guess we're on the way to the prediction. We predicted that Sinners would dominate the 2025 or 2026 Academy Awards, blah, blah, blah. It's on this way. Bugonia is of note to where if Sinners got one nomination, like Best Original Score, and Bugonia got the 16 nominations, you would say to yourself, wow, people are back watching movies. Sinners doing what it did nomination-wise versus this movie really, really shows you that people are not watching these movies before they discuss them or nominate them. What we get at the end of this movie, we would really say, is classic 50s sci-fi. The sci-fi alien worlds, from low budgets, from we can't do aliens. Like I always go back to the Twilight Zone movie, where if you go to the original episode of The Gremlin, the John Lithgow sequence, I believe that was Toby Hopper that directed that. The Gremlin in the 80s is just amazing looking. It's just awesome. Every time John Lithgow looks out the window and sees that Gremlin digging away at the wing, I love it. It's absolute filmmaking, cinema. But then we see the original, which had William Shatner in that gremlin. So the episode is a William Shatner Twilight Zone black and white episode. And every time he looks out the window, he sees this gremlin, and he keeps trying to get help, and every time they look out the window, the gremlin's not there, and this guy gets more and more paranoid. The gremlin in the original Twilight Zone is literally a guy in this like fluffy fur suit with horrible makeup. Bugonia leans into the world we could imagine, the aliens, like civilization, how they walked, how they dress, their culture. It leans into that, and it doesn't spend $100 million doing it. It spends nearly zero money, because that's not the point of the movie. The point of the movie is what happens at the end when Emma Thompson is revealed, or Emma Stone, is revealed to be an alien. And that's the whole hook of this movie. You see it coming. They kidnap someone, they call her an alien, and here we go. This movie has shocking deaths. Jesse Plemons' character, his plight for his mother, and I mean, did he get nominated? I don't even know if he got nominated. I don't think he got nominated. Right? Accolades. Let's just go through. Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Original Score. Like, what the frig? Isn't that crazy? So, maybe the best role in the entire movie. It goes to show you how competitive the male categories are. Emma Thompson has a full chance to win another Academy Award with this movie, because the character that she plays is so deadly and exact, and it's somewhat even a commentary on everything that we've seen with the what was it, the Theranos girl, right? I believe she's in prison, but it's almost like Emma Stone's character is sort of like the way that they portray the Theranos girl. This is a multi-layered movie that is an actual reflection of our time right now. And I know, Emma Thompson, maybe she might have been going for dual Best Picture noms and dual Best Actress noms. But even in 2025, she was even in Eddington, which is amazing. Eddington is a movie we could not finish, by the way, guys. I think I'll do an episode on that. But she's been unstoppable since, we really have to say, since 2016, La La Land. And she's done high and low. I love her second movie, The House Bunny. Like, let's go. Like, she's not even trying to be, she's just getting roles. Easy A 2010. We will do a Emma Stone episode, AKAPAD, because she, in my view, is the greatest actress to have ever lived. And whatever she does moving forward, whatever she's involved with, I'm there. And she makes me want to go forwards and backwards at the same time, because I want to know her entire filmography. And to be perfectly honest, few actresses do that. So, all right, Bugonia. I believe it's on Peacock or Paramount Plus, one of the two. Absolute weapon of a recommendation. Study, learn, and enjoy this movie. This movie deserves, and I almost had it as the best sci-fi movie of the year, but there's no way this is beating Mountainhead. But man, as sci-fi is, again, a reflection of our society, I always stutter when I say that. This is one of them. I love you guys. Rock and
roll sound.
Rolling. Sound production, take 2.
Let's take this time real quick, AKA Padders, my fellow film buffers, and let's just go over the schedule This is years in the making. This type of rollout I've been planning for years, but we're finally here. So here we go. Early in the morning, that's the new stuff. 8 a.m. Now, 8 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, these are movies maybe of something coming out, like if there's a Marvel movie coming out and we want to do a retrospective on that particular franchise, or if Sylvester Stallone comes back and gives us Rocky Part 18, we might want to use the later time slots for a week or two to go over all of the Rocky movies. Now, we have a lot of different threads on this podcast that's explored 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., this is our creator spotlight. We could do an episode on Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, some of the new guys, Spike Lee, even composers, guys like John Williams. This brings us into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday morning. Again, we're back at that 8 a.m. drop. We do cartoons because I want to emulate the times where you would wake up with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then eventually you would get to touch grass because you would have one of your friends knocking on your door to play in a touch football game or even some baseball, basketball. The weekend nights, let's get into education. 8 p.m. Again, all of our drops are either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. But the weekend nights, documentaries, and I focus on creative documentaries because I feel like a part of this film buff movement that we're all bathing in, that I'm super grateful for, is education. And some of where we're finding our facts, some of the, general enjoyment, because I love documentaries. All of this is explored at 8 o'clock p.m. And trust me, there's a lot there. There's a lot out there that I didn't even know existed. And we're going to go beyond that too. We're going to get into some of the graphic art, some of the special effects, some of the makeup documentaries. There's a lot to learn, and I'm so happy to bring you the 9 p.m. because, guys, you guys know I'm an autodidact. I am self-educated. Sure, I have some certifications. Sure, I spent time at the Art Institute of Philadelphia for animation. But in large, I'm a self-educated, self-made person that's connected to the weekend 8 p.m. drops. My AKAPADers, my film buffers, I hope to see you there for all of it. I love you guys, and rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, that's a wrap.